So we've talked about the structure of companies. Another issue for companies is how they go about setting wholesale tariffs.
Well, the industry has, up until this point, never had to set a wholesale tariff. One of the benefits of, I guess, being fully vertically integrated is that there's only one price, and that's the price to the end customer right at the end, the retail price that you or I would pay. Of course, wholesale tariffs are the norm in most industries, and it's also the norm that there's a retail function that supplies us all as consumers, whether business consumers or household consumers. So for the first time, water businesses are going to have to think about setting a wholesale tariff. But the issues for the water company are much more difficult than that, because they're going to, in effect, be given an amount of money by their regulator, which is the total amount of money that they're allowed to fulfil the retail function for their non-household customers. Now, each of those non-household customers costs a different amount to serve. That can be as simple as the credit worthiness of the customer, whether they pay or not, but how quickly they pay, how likely it is that they call the call centre, and other such questions. So each of those customers has, in effect, costs a different amount to serve. And if you were to allocate the money in the wrong way in a competitive situation, then any competitor who understands that you've allocated that money in the wrong way is going to be able to potentially cherry pick that customer, i.e. take a profitable customer, leaving you with less money than you need to serve the rest of your customers.
The reverse of that is, of course, margin squeeze. Can you talk a bit about that?
Actually, if you do allow for there to be a cherry, what you have also done at the same time is ensure that the amounts of money you've got for some or other customer are likely to be insufficient to actually cover the costs of serving that customer. Now, were that customer to be attractive because maybe it's part of a national chain or is in an industry that a competitor finds attractive, and the price offering doesn't allow them, being equally efficient, to make money, then they would be able to claim that there was a margin squeeze, and that would lead to potential appeals to the competition authorities.
So presumably some of the companies that have been active in the Scottish market have a decent understanding of the different cost to serve of different customer groups?
Well, in Scotland there are about 17 or 18 retailers working in the market. They're all busily trying to win market share from the incumbent, and they will all have generated over the last 6 years or so a good understanding of exactly how much it costs to serve different classes of customer. So a company that misprices in England does face a real risk that they will get challenged if they're perceived to squeeze margins, and they will lose those customers for whom they allow too much margin. The other risk, of course, for companies in England is that with the potential advent of upstream market reform, getting the allocations of cost wrong for what wholesale activities it provides to customers could put it in a very unfortunate position as matters develop in that area too.